here are the directions for our Math Topic 11, Lesson 4, Cutting Shapes Apart. We're going to go ahead and look at number 1 for guided practice. And what it says is, draw lines to make new shapes. Draw one line to make 2 triangles. And as you can see here, they've already done that for you, okay? They've already drawn one line down the middle to make 2 triangles. So there's 1 and then 2, okay? All right, and again, if I'm going too fast or you want to slow down and make sure you have time to do what I'm doing on your paper, then please pause and then continue when you're ready, okay? Number 2, draw 2 lines to make 3 rectangles. Now, there are 2 different ways you can do this, so I would like you to watch me first before you do it on your paper, okay? One way would be to draw 2 vertical lines going down the middle. There's your 2 lines, and then here is your 1, 2, 3 rectangles, okay? And then the other way you can do it would be drawing 2 horizontal lines, okay? 1, 2, okay? And then you still end up with 1, 2, 3 rectangles, okay? So pick which one is best for you or which one you like better, okay? There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay? All right, moving on to number 3. Number 3 says draw 2 lines to make 4 rectangles, okay? So watch me first before you do it on your paper because I want to show you something, okay? Most people might think, oh, I'm going to draw 2 lines. But look, do you have 4 rectangles? I only see 3. 1, 2, 3. So that can't be right. So I'm going to erase, and I'm going to think some more. How could I draw 2 lines to make 4 rectangles? Okay. So then I might think, oh, maybe I could draw a line going horizontal in the middle of the rectangle. And then what if I drew a line going down in the middle of the rectangle? I see I have 2 lines, and I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles. I did it. And I could put 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 rectangles. Moving on to number 4. Draw 3 lines to make 6 triangles. And this is kind of similar to what we did yesterday, in class with the pattern blocks. And now you are given the hexagon shape, and now you have to draw the lines to make the 6 triangles. So if you remember from yesterday, you remember that if we have a hexagon and if we put a line down the middle, then we would have 1 trapezoid here and 1 trapezoid down below. Then remember, we use triangles to as I was saying, we use triangles to fill the above trapezoid and the one down below. So, with that being said, if you were to draw 3 lines to make 6 triangles, it may look something like this. We have our 1 line we already drew across, and if we drew 1 line going diagonal this way and 1 line going diagonal that way, you will see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So you did it. One more time, let me show you with a different color where our 3 lines are that we drew. We drew 1 line here, 1 line here, and 1 line going across. That was our 3 lines. And then we have our 6 triangles, as you see that I labeled. Okay? All right, let's move on to number 5, you could say. Do you understand at the bottom? How could you cut the triangle in exercise 1, which is right here? This is exercise 1 that I just circled. How could you cut the triangle in exercise 1 to make a trapezoid and a smaller triangle? So what you could do on your paper is you could draw a triangle just like they did in exercise 1 and think, how could I cut that triangle to make a trapezoid and a smaller triangle? So I'm going to give you a minute to think. If you want to pause and think about it, you can, and then come back to it. And now I will show you. If you were to draw a line going across, you will see you see that you've cut the triangle, in half, okay? And you have a smaller trapezoid at the bottom and a smaller triangle at the top, okay? So that's how you would do the do you understand. You have your triangle, you cut it in half, you have a smaller triangle up top and a small trapezoid at the bottom, okay? Now I'm going to move to slide 2. Let me zoom in on number 5. It says, independent practice. Draw the number of lines shown to make new shapes. Write the names of shapes that you made. So on your own, you have to think about, where would I put a line in this parallelogram, okay, in order to make new shapes. So I'll give you a minute to think about it. If you want to pause and come back, you can. Okay, and then now I'm going to show you. So some of you may have drawn a line going down. Or diagonal, excuse me. If you were to draw a line going diagonal, you have two shapes here. You have a shape here, and you have a shape here. And the directions, it says, write the names of the shapes you made. So as you can see, in my parallelogram, I drew one line, and now I have two triangles. Okay, so I would write on my paper 2 triangles, okay? Moving on to number 6. Draw the number of lines shown to make new shapes. Write the names of the shapes that you made. So 2 lines in our trapezoid, where would you put them? Maybe you want to put one here and one here, like the letter V. And now you can see you've put 2 lines, and now you have 1, 2, 3 triangles. So then you would write 3 triangles. If there is another way that you would put 2 lines in the trapezoid, then you may do that too. It's up to you. I'm just giving you an example, okay? Alright, moving on to number 7. List new shapes you can make by cutting apart a hexagon, okay? So, again, what they want you to do is you could draw lines in the hexagon, and then you could write down what shapes did you make, okay? So this is just an example. If you have a different idea that you would like to do or draw, that's fine with me. I was just giving you an example. So I drew some lines in my hexagon, and if I were to cut it apart, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So I would write 6 triangles, okay? Alright, moving on to the back page. Remember, anytime if you need to pause to finish writing before moving on, that's fine. That's why we have our math lesson on the iPad, so you can go at your own pace, okay? Alright, moving on to onto the back of this lesson 11-4. Alright, here is the back. I'm going to zoom in again. Number 8. Solve the problems below. Jenny cut this square into 8 triangles. Draw lines to show how Jenny may have cut this shape into 8 triangles, or how she may have cut this square. So I will give you an example, and if you have a different way again, you can do that. So we want 8 triangles. So what I would do is I would draw one line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I will count. Let's see if I have 8 triangles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is one way you can do it to get 8 triangles. And again, you could number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking at number 9. Mr. Weber cut this trapezoid into 3 triangles, which shows what he cut. Okay, so you would have to look at answer A, B, C, or D to see where he would cut this trapezoid in order to make 3 triangles. And you can do that one on your own. Looking at number 10, journal. Choose either a triangle. So here's your choices. Whoops. A triangle, square, or rectangle. Okay? Then describe the new shapes you can make by cutting the shape apart. Draw the shapes. So for example, here are my choices: the triangle, the square, the rectangle. If I chose the square, I would draw the square here. Okay? Then it says, describe the new shapes you can make by cutting the shape apart. Well, if I were to cut this shape apart, let's say I cut it down the middle, then I cut it across, what are the new shapes I have? Well, the new shapes I have would be 4 little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I drew the shapes just like they said, and then over here I could write 4 squares. Because what I did was I chose the shape of a square, just like I mentioned before, and I cut it apart down the middle and across, and that gave me 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson on called cutting shapes apart to make new shapes. When you are finished with your math lesson, please put it on the yellow table, and I will look over it to make sure you've completed all the problems. Thank you.